AI and genealogy is what we're talking about today on the Family History Foundation. Head on over to familyhistoryfoundation.com and check us out. Family History Foundation, the past relative to the future. Oh boy, this is a hot topic today. AI and genealogy. And we're going to give you 20 pros and cons of artificial intelligence in ethical family history research. So artificial intelligence, AI, is transforming nearly every corner of our world. And genealogy is no exception. And I'm sure you have integrated some of these things that we're going to talk about, and perhaps some that you haven't, but it's a part of it. It's a specter, it's a spectacle, it's something that's staring you right in the face, offering itself up to your use. So let's talk about it, right? So for generations, right, family historians have relied on patient research, handwritten records, and intuition, right, to uncover their ancestors' stories. But now, right, AI and genealogy have joined forces, promising to make research faster, smarter, and more powerful than ever. It's the power of the social network, really. But can algorithms truly help us understand our ancestors? Or do they risk rewriting our family history in ways we can't even control, right? That's kind of the deeper level questions, right? The quandary that you may have been confronted with in your own research, right? Are you taking on this tool to make life easier without fact checking? And what are the consequences downstream with that information? Okay, so in this in-depth guide, we will explore both sides of this revolution, and a revolution it is, how AI is reshaping genealogy for better and worse, and how to use it responsibly as you build your own family tree. I, for one, think it is a very powerful tool, okay? But, we are in control, and we should make sure that we do that in an ethical manner, right? So I'm going to help you out. Check out this table of contents. Total of 20 things we're going to talk about here that are really going to be transformative. So let's get into it, okay? The genealogy gold rush, how AI is changing everything, Now, family history genealogy should be on everybody's lips, on everybody's family table, right? We should all be talking about this, right? And one of the powers of, or the intents, my sort of mission really is to make genealogy a household sort of thing, But every genealogist knows the traditional challenges, right? Deciphering faded handwriting, translating foreign records, searching endless microfilm reels. And if you're old enough to have searched microfilm reels, you will really appreciate the power of AI because it's painstakingly daunting and pedantic, and trying to connect elusive relatives who appear in only a single census entry. It's very fulfilling work. It is absolutely the most fulfilling work that I do, but also painstaking and time consuming. Well, that's where AI steps in, right? Over the past few years, AI and genealogy have converged into a digital gold rush. Yes, machine learning algorithms are now indexing billions of historical documents, translating old letters, and even predicting possible relationships based on DNA or location data or other signals, right? You just go on Ancestry and it says, hey, we think we found this person's mother or father or ancestor, right? And you have to vet those things. It's not always accurate, but I love Ancestry for sort of pinning those things together and trying to corroborate the data that we don't see, right? And so think of it as a research assistant who never sleeps. Ooh, okay. Yet, as with any gold rush, right? And we know that 1848 gold rush in California, there's both opportunity and risk. AI brings unprecedented speed and accuracy, but it also challenges our notions, right, of authenticity and historical truth. So is this new technology a boon or a burden for family historians, right? It's like any other technology that exists. There's good and bad in it, and it's all about how we use it, okay? So suddenly what took months can now take minutes, Yeah, no. Okay. Because we still have to check. So let me know if this is resonating with you, because this should be speaking to your research. Yeah. So AI's superpowers for your family tree. The greatest gift for genealogists is automation. Yeah, when things can get easier for us, when we can just simply, have records which would take us hours and months to correlate, maybe AI can help us do that in maybe seconds, minutes, okay? But we don't want to just leave those facts or those correlations or the results of those correlations from AI unattended. We don't want to sort of accept anything at complete face value. We always want to double check, right? And sometimes it works for us in our favor, and sometimes we have to say, no, that's not correct, and we have to adjust it, right? It's not the end of the line, but we just move on and we shift, right? And that actually, right, is your responsibility as someone who uses AI. Because why? For the very simple reason that it's going to make AI better, right? If we let those faults persist in its lines of logic, it's going to think those are correct, and it's going to keep regenerating those lines of inquiry in the future. But if we correct those things, it learns. It's a learning model. So as we do that, it actually improves. So, the onus is on us really to sort of improve. AI is like a child, a very smart child right now. And the child needs admonishment and correction. And when they make mistakes, we have to say, hey, no, don't do it that way. Do it this way. And it will learn and become a better, more productive entity, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So, but some of the things anyway that I think are AI superpowers are pattern recognition, which links names and dates and relationships across massive databases. And it can do it in really, really quick time. Optical character recognition deciphers handwriting in centuries old documents. Boy, that's a huge blessing. We've all stumbled and just nearly exploded our brains trying to decipher handwriting. Machine translation breaks open foreign records which were previously inaccessible. So it covers transcriptions and translation and makes it ready-made for us. Discovering hidden connections in documents. Algorithms can analyze things in records, and platforms like Ancestry. Again, it's like that potential relative, that leaf that pops up, right? That little green leaf that says, hey, I think we found your potential ancestor. I love that, And for me, it's, maybe 40% of the time it's been right, So who knows? But it's good to find that. And it makes it interesting for us if we're going back to our Ancestry page and then we're like, okay, what do I do today? And then something pops up. Well, it kind of may lead you to think about something. This past weekend, I have so many collateral lines going on and so many research objectives. I actually went through one of my hints and it said, hey, we think we've found a relationship for one of these collateral lines I've been working on my maternal side, and turned out to be just an amazing suggestion because I got so much research done through that. Anyway, breathing life into old photos, right? AI can help us with that. It can interpret history. I have some articles on how to interpret old photos and what to do with those things. It just can lead us to real world breakthroughs. So comment down below if you've had a breakthrough with AI. Yeah, let me know. Let us know. Let the other subscribers know. Talk about it. Let's talk about it, like the real world breakthroughs that we've actually had because of AI at some level in your genealogy. So the pros. Let's talk pros and cons right now, okay? So pros and cons. Here are the mapping, and I have an infographic for you that you can sort of look at and download and make it a part of your sort of learning algorithm of your own. Yeah. So the upside of this technological partnership is undeniable. But let's pause to appreciate what makes AI such a valuable ally for modern genealogists. This is the pros, okay? Speed and efficiency, accessibility, discovery, and visualization, believe it or not. Yeah, enhancing photos and other narratives around your ancestors. Yeah, it's like having a team of archivists, translators, and analysts at your fingertips 24/7. It kind of really is, right? But ironically, perhaps the greatest advantage of AI, or one of the pros in genealogy, is emotional. Yeah, because it just doesn't find ancestors, it helps us see them. When you colorize an old photograph or animate your great grandmother's portrait, the connection becomes deeply human. Yeah, so these are some of the things, the pros. We'll count these in the pro side of the balance sheet. Yeah, the dark side of the digital assistant. Okay, yet for every innovation, there's a shadow. Okay, it's lurking around the corner. As dazzling as AI may seem, it's not without shadows. Yeah, genealogists must tread carefully when embracing these tools, right? Hallucinations. Have you ever heard that term when it comes to AI? Well, this is a sort of usable, movable term that's being bandied about in the AI sphere. Inaccuracies and hallucinations. Yes, it's a thing. AI is brilliant, but not perfect. It can fabricate plausible records, a phenomenon known as AI hallucination. A missing data point might be guessed around, right, rather than verified, potentially leading genealogists down false trails. Sometimes it'll insert what we in linguistics call, my degree is in linguistics, a nonce word, which is just a made up word. It'll just throw things in there to fit things in a list. So we have to be very, very careful when doing this, okay? So sometimes you get false information as feedback. Inventing names, misreading handwriting, or connecting unrelated people, these can quickly contaminate family trees if left unchecked, because that information, as I say in my guide to doing genealogy, if you want to learn how to do genealogy, if you want to learn all of the basics, I have the ultimate fundamentals packaged in an article. But I talk about the contaminating of the family tree as bad information becoming systemic, right? Once you have an inaccurate record or a false ancestor, that goes downstream in everything else you do in your research. You have to be very, very, very attentive and very, very careful. So while AI can help, it can hinder, okay? Privacy and ethical concerns, we're talking about the dark side of the digital assistant. Privacy, uploading photos or DNA link related data up, where does that go, right, is the question. So you may want to sort of cogitate on that fact. Over-reliance and the human touch, right? And then there's that part of it where it's like, how over-reliant are we on this, and how much of our skills as actual genealogists are being deteriorated because we're sort of, our research muscle is being atrophied while we're reliant on something else. Yeah. So while AI can suggest, only humans can interpret. Don't ever forget that, okay? It is our responsibility to verify every finding, cross-check every lead, and ensure that technology supports and does not replace the art of storytelling in genealogy, okay? So I hope your ears perked up when I was saying that, because it's very, very true, okay? There is a balance that must be struck between human hands and genealogy, and AI and genealogy, okay? So that's me on my little soapbox there. So comment down below if you agree to what I just said to that statement there. Yeah, I think we should all sign off on that. When we do our genealogy, like, we all have to sign off on that if we're using AI. This is like our modus operandi, okay? Well, the cons of AI and genealogy, okay? Beyond accuracy and privacy, there's a subtler risk, losing the human in family history. Even every strength comes with a weakness. And here are a few key drawbacks all of us as genealogists, family historians, enthusiasts should consider: false matches, loss of context, data ownership, and historical distortion. Yeah. So, there are a number of things here that can actually go wrong or go awry, right? Suggesting incorrect ancestors. Maybe the algorithm can't interpret emotional or cultural nuances to things. You may lose control over images or records uploaded to some sort of AI system. AI enhanced photos can subtly alter how we perceive the past, right? So a lot of things there that we might want to consider. Yeah. Okay. So AI can assist your research, but it cannot validate it. Okay. AI can't feel the thrill of finding a handwritten note in the margin of a record book. It can't appreciate those nuances, those emotional connections we have. Even though when we're typing in response to AI, it can create or fabricate this human tone to it. Yeah. So things to think about. Okay. I hope you're thinking deep on this as we go through this far. Check out this little infographic that I've created for you. So, are you ready? Let's move on to the next section here. Navigating the AI-enhanced ancestry landscape. Okay, head on over to familyhistoryfoundation.com. If you want more, sign up for our newsletter. We got a lot going on over there, and you can read this article in full detail. Okay, so how to use AI responsibly while still taking advantage of its strengths. How do you do that? To use AI and genealogy wisely, combine its power with your human intuition. Yeah, here we go. Don't give up your research standards, but take advantage of this tool. It's like sitting down to fix something and not having the right wrench or the right screwdriver, a flathead versus a Phillips, or whatever the case may be. You need to get the job done. You want to use the best tool, right? My father always told me, best tool for the job. That's the one you want to use. So, excuse me, use reputable AI platforms such as MyHeritage, Reimagine, or Ancestry's Record Hints, Transcribus for transcription. Yeah, verify everything. Always compare AI-generated results with original records or multiple sources. And if you want to learn how to do that, I have my genealogy research guide, the one ultimate user-friendly beginner's guide, which is like the thing you're going to need to know. This is your standard go-to handbook for doing genealogy. If you want to know how to get into doing genealogy, what are best practices and research, I take you through that. And this is all from my experience, and I share with you many of my successes and what the techniques that I use to find those things. Use AI as an educator. Let it suggest ideas, summarize long documents, but keep critical thinking front and center in your own sphere. And so recommended tools, there are a bunch of recommended tools that I've talked about. Ancestry, by the way, has a image transcript tool that it's releasing, and I think it's going to be amazing. Head on over to my blog. I'll give you a little discount if you sign up for Ancestry. Stay organized, and when those tools don't work, note that in your log or citation. All right, that was a lot so far, and we still have more to go, believe it or not. But let's do a quiz. I like doing quizzes, and just to see where you guys are at, let's keep the energy and fun flowing in terms of our AI genealogist question here. So which type of AI genealogist are you? Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Oh boy, here you go. Are you ready? Yes. All right, shake it off. Get ready for these 5 questions. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and then A, B, or C are going to be your choices. Question 1, when you hit a research roadblock, you A, ask AI to suggest next steps, B, dive into archives manually, or C, you combine both. All right, got your answer? Great, moving on. Number 2, your favorite genealogy tool is A, record search AI platform, B, a physical archive, or C, a mix of digital and traditional sources. Got your choice? Yay, moving on. Mark them down. We got 5, okay? So let's see how you did at the end. 3, how do you feel about AI restoring photos? That's a great question. A, I love it. It's like meeting my ancestors. B, kind of hesitant. I prefer authenticity. Or C, I use it occasionally with care. All right. Number 4, when organizing data, you Let AI sort and categorize everything. B, manually file each record. Or C, use AI to assist but double check every result. That's question 4. Got your answer? Amazing. Last and final question. Okay. Your genealogy motto is A, work smarter with AI. B, do it the old-fashioned way. Or C, blend technology with tradition. All right, got your answers? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to tell you what my answers were. For 1, I like to combine both, but I like to do B. Okay, I'm going to say C. Favorite genealogy tool is C. And how do you feel about restoring photos? I think I'm B. I prefer authenticity. When organizing data, I like to manually file each record, so that I'm B on that one. And for 5, your genealogy motto is, C. Okay, so look at your results. Mostly A, you are the data detective. You harness AI like a pro sleuth. B, you're the archivist. You trust your instincts and historical context. Mostly C's, the hybrid historian. You balance AI speed with human intuition. And I think I am mostly C's with a leaning towards B. So, yeah, share your results below. Share your comments. Share it in the comments below. What are you? All right. So, as we sort of round out this video around the article, your future family history, a collaborative journey. So let's kind of talk about maybe the best of both worlds, right? The marriage of AI and genealogy is still in its early stages, but its future potential is staggering. It really kind of is, yeah. Imagine software that can predict ancestral migration routes based on surname clustering, recreate family voices using historical recordings, a little bit spooky, automatically map genetic relationships visually. I like that. Yeah, these innovations could transform genealogy into a dynamic, living tapestry, a blend of data and imagination. For us historians who are research-based, this does have, for me, the journey, is actually in digging. I am so rewarded, and, let me know if you feel the same. My reward is actually by doing the work. I mean, it means so much more getting your hands dirty, doing something versus something that's handed to you. However, I think I like family history and the Family History Foundation. I kind of visualize this as like being a household thing, right? Where every household has genealogy or has family history a part of it. And maybe AI can help that, make it more appealing to people and make it more relatable in some way, shape, or form. So for me, I get that. And I think the integration of the two maybe can further its reach, the reach of family history, the value of the past relative to the future, which is the motto of Family History Foundation. But I really, really, for me, like doing the work. It's my absolute pleasure. So with the next decade, there are going to be incredible advances, predictive DNA mapping, all these sort of things. But, like for us, we have to do the work. Yeah. Because amid the algorithms and automation, think about this, okay? There's one truth that still remains. You can water everything down to this one inviolable truth, right? Family history is about connection, not computation. AI can help us find the facts, but only we as human beings can feel the meaning behind them. Yeah. I want it to be a partnership of productivity. Yeah. The heart of family history will always, always, always belong to the humans behind it, us, the people. AI can analyze patterns, but it can't feel the emotion of a great-grandparent's story or understand the legacy of a family heirloom. And that's your role. That's my role. Yeah, the storyteller, the creator, the bridge between past and present. And this is what advances or elevates genealogy to family history. Genealogy to me is about dates and names, right? Cold, hard facts. But family history is about the story because it's the combination of the word family and history, right? It's It's the nuts and bolts behind. So further reading and resources, I have a bunch of articles that have just been released. We also have companion videos on this channel, so you can watch them all. Spend your day and just binge watch. How to find family on Ancestry, 10 essential steps for brainy beginners. How to find immigrant ancestors without passenger lists, right? Some workarounds, 7 proven alternatives. Hey, that actually work. Beginner's Guide to Organizing Family Documents and Photos Digitally, 20 free genealogy templates to download and links to use them. I talk about the ancestor paradox, why your family tree has fewer ancestors than you think. Hey, there's some math in there. Go check it out. Unlocking European ancient DNA, a fun journey through 10,000 years of migration. Well, that's it. All right, stay connected with us. And I just want to thank you so much for being a part of the Family History Foundation. Head on over to familyhistoryfoundation.com and really leave your comments below, like and subscribe. And man, if you found this at any way productive or useful, share this far and wide, because the mission is to make family history a household thing. All right, love you guys. Take care. Thanks for supporting. Drop some comments down below. Let me know how I can help. Okay, cool.